So I'm going to do an update. Clearly, I'm like, speak words, difficult. Of what I've been going on. Okay, try and give myself a break. I'm going to sound like an idiot. I'm just going to sound like an idiot. Spoil it. I'm wearing sunglasses, which means I can't see the viewfinder, so who knows what you're actually looking at. But usually it's just black because I'm out at night anyway, so you can't see anything. I have no cats with me, to my knowledge. Who knows, Percy might be around somewhere. Can never see him until he decides to make his presence known. So what's going on? First of all, I think my last day off was the 27th of August. And I work at least today and tomorrow, maybe might get Monday off. I had said in my last video, working too much is causing me to be depressed. No. Working all the time is a distraction from being depressed. I mean, it might have caused a little bit of it. But I don't think so. I think that was me trying to delude myself, which is what you do when you're depressed. And you try to distract yourself. Yeah. I'm not in therapy right now. But I really think, again, delude yourself when you're depressed. I really think that would not be good for me. Because in my experience, therapists are very focused on fix the problem. And it's not easy and it's not simple, and having that pressure is just terrible for me. You know, when it's just, forget about day by day, when it's just do the next thing. We're talking like the next 5 minutes, do this next thing. The idea of filling my time with distraction, which is basically what a therapist would suggest. Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Why don't you do this to make yourself feel better? Doesn't work. And even worse, when you're already in a state of depression, is trying to fix what caused the depression. Because, and I've described this way before, I'm really sorry I'm being repetitive, but it's kind of like those little puzzles where you have a whole bunch of numbers and there's one spot that's free and you have to slide it up, down, and left and right in order to get the numbers in order. You can't just plunk them down in order. And it's so much work just to get the first thing in the right place. It's like 90 steps just to get the first thing right. Yeah, that's not happening while I'm depressed. So therapy right now, I mean, if I was already in therapy, that would be a different matter. But to start it, no. I am really tired from working all the time. Actually, that's not true. Because, yes, I'm working every day. And some days I'm working long days. But most days I'm working like 5 or 6 hours. I mean, come on. That means you got like 18 hours the rest of your life, right? In the day. Except I'm not sleeping. I sleep 2 to 3 hours. I hope for twice a day I do that. Last night I slept 2-3 hours. Sort of bursts. Hence making the video, because I'm a little bit more energized. But a lot of times it's only like one nap. So I'm tired. that happens. It's weird. I mean, I know I always talk about my past, but I'm really aware of what's gone on. And so, yes, I have these perpetual thoughts that make no sense. I know where they came from. They didn't come from me. But for instance, my mother was on my ass all the time about sleeping and being tired, and then I had no right to either sleep or be tired. And I'm like, okay, so I'm not human. But I mean, that was like a big deal. That was constant. I don't understand that. That I haven't been able to find an answer for, other than totally dehumanizing me and turning me into a robot to do her bidding. I've never heard of that being a thing. I mean, I know it's a torture technique that they make people stay awake. I don't know. But I mean, that's like said. Especially when I get tired, it's like I'm not allowed. And so if I get tired, it's actually even harder for me to sleep. Because I'm like, well, I'm not allowed. As stupid as that is. And I know that's stupid. It's also real. It's my own thing. And again, I'm aware of this, so I can sort of fight against it, kind of. When I'm tired and I'm depressed, it's harder. And so where before I would have the idea and it would like get into my head and I would just flick it away. And it's ridiculous, go to sleep. And now I'm like, wait. But yeah, I got like other things I'm supposed to be doing. Like, I could be working more. I don't need to, but I could be. Like, you know, there's a dead mouse. I've got so many dead mice around my house, my cats. Ugh. Actually, I haven't seen one for a couple days, so I'm probably cursing myself with that. See, that sort of thought process, that I'm taking responsibility for something that I have nothing to do with. Nothing to do with at all. This is magical thinking. This is ridiculous, but anyway. And I'm beating up on myself for it. Are you seeing this? Is this clear? Like I said, I'm catching it that I'm doing it in real time. Maybe that would be helpful to somebody. That you would see how I'm doing this, and maybe you can do it for yourself if you do something like that. You know, everybody's different. Nobody's going to say, oh, I've just cursed myself with little rodent corpses at my house because, you know, I just noticed that my cats were doing it and then they've stopped. I mean, that's ludicrous. Nobody else in the world is going to have that exact, precise, weird thought process. But you might have something else. And maybe you can stop yourself from thinking that way. Or, if you don't stop it, at least acknowledge it and counteract it with a little bit of reality and truth. That's not like this needling, I'm going to beat myself up thing. What other dumb thing am I doing? Oh, my new distraction, huh? That's so annoying. It's annoying, that's what it is. It's annoying. And I feel kind of like an idiot for talking about it, bringing it up, admitting that it's even popping into my head at all. It's so stupid. In my massive amounts of insomnia, I saw this show that was called something like Lose a Stone in 21 Days or something. It's this big thing going on in England. And it's this radical diet where you're supposed to, like, for, I don't know, I think up to 3 months, eat only 800 calories a day. And it's intermittent fasting and keto and basically all the buzzwords for a diet. And I was like, yes, that's great, because I feel weird physically in my body. I feel weird because I'm friggin' depressed, you know? But I'm like, well, maybe this is a start of diabetes. Maybe I'm getting congestive heart failure like my mother. Maybe I'm getting high cholesterol like my father. Maybe I got cancer. Maybe I got this. Maybe I got that. Maybe I can just do a diet, and that will stop this feeling weird. History of eating disorder. 1. 2, and this is even bigger than that, is the distraction of it. I'm going to turn around and hope the hell that nobody's following me, thank God. Because it would be a massive distraction if my entire focus of my life was, here's this rule. I must eat only 800 calories a day, and I must, be ridiculously anally, measuring exactly how many pieces of broccoli I eat so I don't go over 800 calories. And plus, physically, I would radically feel different because if you've gone on a keto diet, the first few days anyway, it sucks. It sucks so bad. And I would have to eat different things, so I would have to cook different things. I mean, it would be a huge, massive distraction. It would be on par with working every day. And it would be a different kind of stress. Instead of a mental stress, it would be a physical stress. And I'm sure that's why I was in the middle of the night going, yeah, that's what I want to do. So I ordered the book. Ordered it. There are good things about being in a pandemic and lockdown and all that crap, is that you can't just go to a store and buy the stuff. Yes. So there's this buffer time from when you get this brilliant idea to when you actually have the things to do the idea. So I ordered the book. It is not coming for a week or two, I don't know. So hopefully I will have completely been able to exercise this. I mean, who knows? Maybe it's a brilliant idea. Maybe it's the best idea ever. Again, it could be a healthy distraction. For some people, it could be a very healthy distraction. I have a history of eating disorders. And again, I just sort of described this. I don't have an eating disorder where I want to get skinny. I have an eating disorder where it's a way to physically abuse myself. Because I'm used to that. And I'm not the type of person who can punch myself in the face. But I'm used to being physically abused. And by doing eating disordered behavior, I'm able to sort of passively physically abuse myself. So I'm like, oh, what an idiot. I can't believe I did that. But who knows? I mean, I read everything. Oh, that's another thing, though. That's actually probably a good thing. This is a good sign, is I started reading again. That's a good sign that I can focus, that, I'm getting a little better. I also think, as bonkers as it is to be working every day when clearly I need a break, it's better for me to continue to be active, depressed, versus, stop everything depressed. It would be better if I had more adaptive coping techniques, more adaptive, and helpful ways to distract myself. This is why I think, the reading, again, this is my freaking mother in my head, that I waste all this time reading, but learning new things and getting other people's ideas. And I don't communicate with people. I'm an extremely one-sided communicator. Look at me, what am I doing now? Talking to myself while walking through the woods in order to communicate to you. This is not a conversation. This is me communicating to you. If I read books, it's going the other way. It's me getting information from people. So, me spending an hour or two a day reading, it's so bonkers that I've got it in my head that that's a bad thing. It's a waste of time. Of course, what did my mother do? She sat and watched television all day. Whatever. But, when I get depressed, it comes back big time, that I'm supposed to have every second of the day regimented and I'm supposed to be serving people every second of the day. And if I do anything for myself, then I'm like total shit, garbage, vain, selfish person. That's depression. That is the depression thoughts cycling in my head. But I do think that it's better to, again, be more active. Okay, so I'm having a little walk in the woods. You know, there's worse things I could be doing. There's better things I could be doing, but there's worse things I could be doing. And for me, how should I put this? It sort of keeps the door open to being able to do more adaptive stuff if I'm doing things. I mean, I'm not throwing myself off the rails, right? So I'm working probably twice as much as I should be. Whatever. So I ordered this book, which clearly is not going to be a financial stress on me to spend $10 on a stupid book that I shouldn't order. Whatever. I ordered this book so that I can look at my diet, which maybe actually in truth, in like not so bizarrely restrictive, must eat only 800 calories, maybe eat 1,600 or 2,000 calories, but follow the guidelines in there as far as maybe I could eat, what is that? That's some sort of hawk. I don't know if you can see it again. I have my sunglasses on. Maybe if I followed these guidelines about you should eat this percentage of this type of food, that maybe it really will be more healthful for me to eat that rather than what I've been doing. I mean, who knows? Maybe it make a difference. Kill the restrictive part, but pay attention to what they're saying about it. This type of food is better for you to eat and makes you feel better. Maybe I'll actually learn something. Okay? It's possible. But again, if I'm continuing to do stuff, it'll leave that door open to maybe finding a more adaptive, better coping technique, and maybe, it'll be easier for me to ease out of depression. And then another part of the update that I'm kind of afraid, okay, I'm always afraid. Every word that I ever put up online, I'm afraid that I'm going to have judgment, and I'm afraid I'm going to get blowback, and I'm afraid that I'm going to have people saying, oh no, don't do that, you're screwing up your life. That's life. That's part of the deal. But I saw my son yesterday for the first time since he moved into his new apartment. Actually had a conversation with him. And it was probably the best conversation we've had in maybe 2 years. So my kid is doing much better. He's been in this apartment for a month. He is out of the shelter. He doesn't have that stress. He doesn't, he's got the life he wants, which is to not have people ordering around telling him what to do. Apparently he's still eating at the shelter, which is weird. But that means he's getting out and getting a little bit of social, interaction. He's still talking to his friends. He's still able to, at least one meal a day, have somebody just make him something instead of having to cook for himself. He started college. He's really happy about that. And all in all, it's just made him so much less angry. And, almost normal. It's been so long since I talked to my kid, and he wasn't, just a rageaholic. Yes, he's back. And I think that's awesome. So I think, having one conversation with him a month, if that's how he's going to be, if he's going to be a good, normal, his personality back, not hating the hell out of me, hey, that's fantastic. As far as I'm concerned, that's the best news I've had in a year. Because I miss him. I miss the real him. I don't miss the rageaholic. I don't miss the bullshit. I don't miss the blaming me for everything. Yeah, so, yeah, that was really nice. That was really nice to have, like, a glimpse. I'm not crazy. I didn't make up this personality and said it was my kid because I haven't seen it in so long. He was back to normal for an hour. It was great. No, I'm not having him back in the house. No, I'm not going to be interacting with him. No, I'm not going to be at his beck and call. And it was long enough break, and he's so much happier. It was just really nice. So, maybe the end of October I can go hang out with him again, and he'll be a nice, normal little kid. He'll be my good boy again. Because I really do like my son. I just don't like how he treats me. Anyway, getting back to civilization a little bit. Anything else going on? Anything else? Not really. I mean, this is my life. This is all I do. I'm struggling. I'm really glad I've noticed that I'm struggling. So when I'm like, oh my God, I have to work again, I'm not beating myself up and going, oh, you loser, you're supposed to work. I'm going, yeah, you've worked for like 2 weeks straight. So yeah, obviously, everybody needs a day off every once in a while. So yeah, that's normal to feel kind of like, I don't want to go to work when I've been to work every single day. Duh, chill, it's okay. So I'm not having these thoughts and just dwelling with these super negative, beat myself up thoughts. I'm actually, one, pushing back, but two, I'm just like, letting it be. I'm not trying to make it go away, because that would just be as bad. If I wasted energy trying to make these thoughts go away, it would be just as bad as sitting there with thoughts and dwelling with them. I don't know if I'm making any sense. But this is how I'm dealing with it. And again, I don't know if it would work for anybody else, but this works for me. See this thing, acknowledge this thing, realize that it's not really real, and just like, okay, whatever, chill. That's not DBT, by the way. DBT is, you don't do the chill part. You do the, I will fix it, I will jump all over it part. I'm not doing that. I don't have the energy for it. Whatever, I'm not wasting my time on it. I'm just going to wait this out, basically. And sounds like there's a critter in there. Anyway, I'm going to stop this now. I don't even know it's been recording. Bye.